if somebody drove by in a real nice car when I was a kid, my dad would sit there and go, "Oh, look at that car. That's a nice car. If you work hard, you can get that," you know? And now we have incentivized weakness. We have put a clout on weakness. And now when somebody of this TikTok generation, they see somebody driving a nice car, they want to throw something at it. They want to break it and they want to destroy it.
Hal came in with a super chat, and this is a reference to an old side scrollers from like 2014. And looking back on this moment, like this may have been like an awakening for me. And he said it all started when Craig was told a college banned sombreros for Taco Tuesday. We were doing a story about this, and I couldn't wrap my head around it because they saw it as culturally insensitive, right?
Yeah.
There's a few stories that we did back in the day. One is the Taco Tuesday one. The other one was this girl who blinded herself with bleach because she wanted to be blind. And it's like, I have no sympathy for these people. Like, I'm sorry that you are that dumb, but I like, that's insane to me. Like, at a certain point, you just need to point and laugh and be like, "You're dumb. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. I can't help but laugh at how stupid you are." But those for me were like moments of like, okay, something's shifting here a little bit, you know. And at the time, we could laugh at them, and now we empathize with them. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you feel that way, and we encourage this brain rot. And just honestly, it's like mental illness. I feel like we're propping mental illness up, and it's a lot of it is predicated from using social media on a day-to-day basis. It's almost pushed it home further and further.
Yeah, I think we live in a very sick society, and I think it's been made sick. And instead of trying to get people help, instead of pointing out that, you know, it's probably not a great idea to mutilate your body. This is something that we've known all of human history and scratched it into walls. But now we're like, no, you're stunning and brave, and that's how you get these. Especially, you can really see it because it's happening so quickly on the social media platforms. You used to, like, if somebody drove by in a real nice car when I was a kid, my dad would sit there and go, "Oh, look at that car. That's a nice car. If you work hard, you can get that," you know? And now we have incentivized weakness. We have put a clout on weakness. And now when somebody of this TikTok generation, they see somebody driving a nice car, they want to throw something at it. They want to break it and they want to destroy it. And I think that's been amplified, weaponized, and sped out all across our society through these social media platforms.
Do you think? I think a lot of it starts and stops with social media, right? I think that if there was a limit on, let's just say, you had to be 18 before you could use social media, right? Or you look back on the history of things like smoking, right? There was a time when smoking was like, oh yes, the doctors say you can smoke and it's great for your health or whatever. And then we fast forward to go, oh yeah, by the way, you also get cancer and die from it. I feel like we're going to do that with social media. There will be a time where we look at it and we go, this did way more harm than it did good. And the mental effects that it has specifically on teenage girls has been so detrimental to society that there has to be something put in place to regulate the use of social media.
Yeah. I mean, you go find old television ads where the doctor, we suggest that you guys use Camel. And then they go, oh man, this is bad for people. This, my fear is that the internet, 'cause the social media is an aspect of the internet. It's just changed how we are. And listen, I hope you're right. I hope we do have some sort of reckoning and understanding that this is probably. I would hope that in future generations we can get back to a point where people could raise their kids. And I'm not saying that, you know, women shouldn't be in the workforce. What I'm saying is people should have the we have made it infinitely hard for people to raise their kids. And I don't think that's an accident. And so if you have the internet and you have social media, but you also have a parent kind of who doesn't need to work 12 hours a day at 3 different jobs. If you have the ability to be productive, bring home a paycheck, and then all like my grandpa went to work at like after the 8th grade and raised a family of 5 off of one paycheck. And there was always somebody at home. There was always my grandma was at home or aunts and uncle. There were always people around to make sure that these kids weren't setting shit on fire. And we have really lost that. And I don't think that's on accident.
Do you think that that goes back to a larger issue of like just 2-parent households? The idea of a traditional family there to essentially raise the kids, and you see a lot with today's youth. There's this giant splitter. Not to get too deep into the societal impact of divorce, but the divorce rate is very high, and you see kids that are being raised without a mom or without a dad, and ultimately they're not getting the full impact of what a traditional family may look like. And ultimately, when they get to a point to where they may raise a family, they don't know how to, because they weren't raised, and there's a trickle down effect attached to all this stuff. So it's scary. Like, it's scary when you think about this and what this is going to look like in 20 years, in 30 years, in 40 years, and so forth. So if we even make it that far.
I know. I'm sitting there going, this doesn't it just kind of feel like we got Mad Men? You had the Cuban Missile Crisis when my dad was a kid, but now I'm sitting there going, man, we got one of those popping off every week. I mean, we're sending crazy stuff to different parts of the planet and setting stuff on fire. I'm sitting there going, this seems untenable. Like this, we might blow ourselves up crazily.
Yeah. And we'll see. We'll see how this goes. we'll see if we make it to that 2030. So
we'll be monitoring it.
If you enjoyed that clip, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Would greatly appreciate that, so you can find more clips on the channel. And of course, come join us live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time for our live Side Scrollers podcast. We would love to see you there.